Hey y'all, this morning we're in Bozeman, Montana, and we are heading out to see the Museum of the Rockies. And I've heard it's a fabulous museum. This is right up our line because we like to do a lot of historical things. So we'll see you inside. So this is a pretty big museum. There's a map, and I took a picture of it, and looks like there's several rooms. The first one, this is like mythical creatures.
Okay, and that's what we're going to be looking at the planetarium too, is mythical creatures in the sky.
Okay, I'd never heard of the story of Sedna, and she's said to be a type of mermaid. She started out as being human. Whales could have been mistaken a serpent to early seafarers. If you were a sailor looking at this from a distance, you know, and there were several dolphins or porpoises, it would look like a serpent coming up. And there's a kraken, a giant octopus. Okay, Baron Ket, king of the spirits, leader of the forces of good. Baron Ket is like an oversized village guardian for many residents of the island of Bali, Indonesia. And this is what he looks like. Looks like a big, huge dog with a mask. The creature probably went extinct about 300,000 years ago. But fossilized jaws and teeth from this primate have inspired stories of large human-like creatures in parts of Asia. This creature was actually apparently a real creature because they have a jawbone from them. Looks like a giant emu.
Mm-hmm.
There's a talon.
Elephant bird.
It lived in Madagascar about 1500s. And over here we have a unicorn.
This is the unicorn. And this is
This section of the museum has to do with historical things.
These are the items, and you have to try to figure out which of these are these.
Okay, that's good about
Like a darning egg, I think is number 2. So I'm going to turn to number 2. And I think it's a darning egg, so I'm going to open this. And is it green?
What's that there?
I was right.
And this is what a house might have looked like on the inside in Montana in the 1940s. Nice bedroom. Kitchens and the other room.
It's not much bigger than a bathroom in our camper.
Living History Farm. We're going back to the 1800s, how people lived in Montana. This house we're coming to is called the Tinsley House. It was originally built in Willow Creek by the Tinsley family, and they homesteaded the place according to the Homestead Act of 1862. The museum moved it here in 1986 and they restored it.
The cider press.
Apple grinder.
It may have actually been, it may actually have been. You might have put the apples in there and ground them and then put them in the press. Put the mash and press and mash it.
Root cellar is dark. And cool.
Mm-hmm.
Would she say it stayed 56 degrees in here year round?
Or
is-
part of it's above ground, so it probably stays close to that.
All right, this little house was the root cellar, so.
Yeah, and, you know, I said part of it was above ground,
Mm-hmm.
so I was wondering about the temperature. Well, they piled sod and dirt on top of it to keep that temperature low year round. But they would hook it up to either the tractor or they would hook it up to the engine with a belt that would turn the saw blade. And then you push the log into it. Cut it off.
It's a two-seater.
Two-seater, that's right.
They can read the newspaper while they were sitting. Now, why would they do a side roof?
Well, they helped insulate it. And this is the blacksmith shop. Oh. I guess blacksmith's not working today.
There's the big M.
Oh yeah.
You see the big M in the distance on the mountain? There's a trail up there called the M Trail, and you can hike to the M. M for Montana. Incidentally, Montana, the state of Montana, is known as Big Sky Country. And
And the University of Montana put, or Montana's, whatever one this is, Montana State University?
yes,
Montana State University students originally put the M up there.
I imagine this is how you toured Yellowstone way back when. Yep, this was the Morning Glory touring coach between 1895 and 1912. And just the opposite of the Tillman house that we saw, this is called the Tar Paper Shack. And it was just a homestead house that was no more than like 10 by 12. And so you had to make use of every room, every space you had. So they even had Murphy beds back then. Beds that folded up when you weren't sleeping in it. And the wood burning stove is there in the corner. You can't see it very well because of the light. And they have a dinner table. But this is just a small little shack. Talk about tiny houses. This is an old cannon. Let's talk about the military in Montana. They were the military was the intermediary force between settlers and Indians. Trapping and furs was a big thing in the Rocky Mountain West back in the early 1800s. Examples of muskets, the firearm they used. These star quilts were not these exactly, but Plains Indians made star quilts from the textiles that came in when the buffalo robe quilts were no longer available because of buffalo were gone. Anyway, so these were called giveaway quilts. And it's an honoring ceremony, or way of saying thank you to the creator for bestowing good fortune. They were given away in times of family expecting babies, or marriage, or personal achievements, naming ceremonies, so forth, graduations, homecomings. And gold mining became a big thing also, as well as copper. Copper not as much as gold. This is Montana's T-Rex skull. The skull of Ankylosaurus. This is the Ankylosaurus. Now look at the teeth on that one. There's a dinosaur embryo. Bone beds, evidence of a catastrophe. Wonder what catastrophe they were in.
Probably the Great Flood.
There's a hairy dinosaur. And this concludes the dinosaurs under the big sky.
Well, we finished up our visit to the Museum of the Rockies. It was a very interesting museum. We'd heard a lot about it, and so we spent almost an entire day here with just a little bit of time going back for lunch.
Yeah, that's right. One of the nice things is, as long as you've paid your admission price, they let you go in and out as much as you want to. So I think there's something for everybody here, and you can spend an entire day at the Museum of the Rockies. I know we did.
Yeah, we did, and we really enjoyed it. Okay, so now let's go find something to eat. Maybe at the camper, who knows? Bye, y'all.